Hello, it's Amy with Just a Little Ink. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and I'm here to share with you a fun card, simple layout using words as a background from the Memorable Blooms bundle out of our new January to April mini catalog. And so I'm going to flip my camera over so you can quit looking at me and I can kind of step through some things. So I'm using the Memorable Blooms bundle. It's a fun stamp set. It is red rubber ink with coordinating die set. I've shared before that I keep my stamps in special cases. You want information about that, let me know. Those are not how they come from Stampin' Up. They do come, let me push things down here. They do come in DVD styled cases, but we're going to use that. I'm also using the oval die from Greetings of the Season. It's a stamp set and die bundle that are still available. You can find them in the online store. I'm also going to use some of our brass butterflies. They're a wonderful thing. This is a simple, simple card. You could use this in so many different ways. Any greeting that you have, it's one of the great things about it is that you can make a fun card fast, and you don't have to have fancy things. You can just use the stamp set, and I'm often looking for those kind of things. So let's get started. I'm using fresh Freesia cardstock, fresh Freesia ink, and then I'm just a small piece of Mossy Meadow to kind of give us a little contrast with those leaves. So let's go ahead and get going. This is just a half sheet horizontally cut of fresh Freesia, scored right down the middle. I'm going to go ahead and fold this over, burnish the fold with my bone folder. I've cut another piece for on the front that is using it, that is the 4 by 5 1/4, and then I've got a scrap piece of paper because I'm going to be moving that stamp across. We're going to be using the You've Been on My Mind, which is the cursive font stamp. And I grab my ink, get going here. And so to show you how fun and easy this is, grab my ink out. You could do this in any color. I could easily see this being a whole grouping even of cards with different colors. I think that'd be fun. So I find that the cursive greetings make it easy to not be super, super straight. And so I'm just going to stamp it right in the middle, and then I'll go on both sides. Doing my best to line up as best I can. And then we'll just keep on offsetting. So I'm going to come down and put them in different positions so that it isn't a line all the way across. And take your time if you want. And then I'm going to come into here. I do find that when I slow down, I get a little better of an image, but I'm going to come up here, and you'll see that really it ends up working out when we get going and everything gets on top of here. So I love the fact that I don't have to have a lot of fancy tools. You could use a Stamp-A-Majig if you want it to be super, super lined up. I just don't know that you need it. And so then I'm going to come across here, do the same thing, come across. I had an issue earlier that the audio was not working, and so if you happen to have catched a video that looks similar, that would have been why. So that is the front of my card. I don't need the scrap paper anymore. I was going to share, just because I didn't do it, this is Celebration started on January the 7th, and this stamp set and bundle is out of the January to April. You can find it on page 50 of that catalog, or you can just search for it in the online store and you'll find it that way. The other thing to take note of is that for every order of $60 or $60 increments, so there are level 1s and level 2s, product purchased before shipping and tax, you can pick one item out of the level 1s, or if you spend 120, you can pick things out of the level 2s. That runs through the end of February. I will put a link or a note in the description with the host code, so you can know that, almost I was done, not done. So you can have that qualify. If you place an order of 150 or more, don't use my host code because you'll get your own rewards. So I'm going to go ahead. I have just a scrap piece of basic white. I'm going to ink up with the same color ink. I will clean my stamps in a little bit. Actually, while I'm here and we've got the stuff out, I'm going to take my inside piece, which is just a 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm going to ink up the flowers, the little tiny flowers that are in here, just to put it in the front or on the lower right. And then I'm going to do the same thing on my envelope, just so that my envelope's dressed up a little bit. And I'll stick it over on this corner. And then those will be stamped, and I can put my ink away. This is a super simple card, and I could see all kinds of uses for this. So before I do any die cutting, I'm going to go ahead and attach my fresh freesia to a just slightly larger piece of basic white. That helps to offset things a little bit better. So I'm going to go ahead and put some Stampin' Seal on the back and line it up onto here like so. And then I want to kind of do my, go ahead and attach it to the front even. This is a very mailable card. And that's one of the things I'm always looking for. It's also something you can put together pretty fast with minimal supplies, and I'm always happy to do that. And one of the neat things with this particular set, if it's been something on your wish list at all, with just the gems that I'm going to use and the stamp bundle, you would have enough to get a level 1 celebration item. So I have a piece of Mellow Moss. I told you that earlier, or Mossy Meadow. No, is it not Mossy Meadow? Mellow Moss, I think. My goodness, might be Mossy Meadow. My goodness, I think Mellow Moss was, who knows what it was. I think it's Mossy Meadow. I am so not with it today. Anyway, this is 2 inches by 4 1/4 long. And so what I've done, I'm using a piece of our adhesive sheets. They are 12 inches long by 6 inches across, split up in 2-inch strips across. What I've done is cut that down on the 12-inch length to be 4 1/4. And then when I pull open, and it kind of, they keep on changing how they have the adhesive. I'm going to pull it here. This is 2 inches long, so I'm going to line it up. What this has done for me then is it allows me to have sticky all across the bottom before I do die cutting. So I'm going to pull that off and throw the release strip off. And then I found that these actually tear really pretty well. So I'll have another piece for later. So then I already have adhesive on the back here. So let me show you kind of what I'm going to use. So I've got my die, the circle die, well, I'm using the oval, and I'm going to cut out with the hole on the left side, and we're going to attach the leaf over it so you're not even going to see it. And then I'm going to grab out from the memorable blooms, I'm going to pull out the leaves because I thought this worked really well. And I'm going to put it on here. And then for the memorable blooms, okay, so here I need my piece. I told you I use some Post-it note tape. You can find that on your favorite online your favorite online retailer. How's that? And it's great because it doesn't leave sticky residue when you're running things through your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So I'm going to line this up over here, and I think I can get them both through the same time, which is what I'm going to hope for. So I'm going to line this up here. You need an offset, so don't have your bottom plate pushed up all the way. And I'm going to line this. Let's see, can we do it? I don't know, might be pushing it here to get them all on the same. And you know what I'm going to do? Because I don't want to deal with running them through twice, I'm going to go ahead and cut off a little of this excess. I'll use it later. So we can do them this way, and then yes, I can get them through on the same die, or same run. So then I'm going to put my top plate all the way to the edge. So you notice I have a little bit sticking out here. You can kind of see it better here. And then when I pull out my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, you can use the large one. It will feed through really easily. So let me see if I cut it all the way, and if it got it all the way to the end. That's sometimes where the challenge comes. So got those done. Pull this out. You'll note here that I've got my greeting. Well, nope, just what I thought. I was trying too hard to make it work. So we'll have to do this again. If that happens to you, yeah, you know, we just will run it through again. Because I didn't have it quite far enough in on the plates. And so that bottom edge didn't quite cut. So that happens to you. It's not really a big deal, but there you go. We'll clean that up later. And then I've got this piece that's going to pop out, and I will use this at some point, the relief of it, because I think it's got some great ideas for that. I'm going to grab my Take Your Pick tool from somewhere. I stuck it in upside down. Here we go. So I'm going to take my Take Your Pick tool, and I've got the piercing tool open to poke through the release holes that are on the front of there. So it's a very detailed die. So I'll come through here, and when I do, I get like so. And we'll put that away later. Oops, nope, we won't. I need this. So what I found was, if you will attach your greeting first, so I'm going to line it up, and I want it, about here. You could choose to do it differently. I could come all the way up. I kind of want it in this general vicinity. So we're going to come here, line it up, and then I can take and release that paper. If you have, you take your pick tool, and again, that pierce part, or the tips of your Stampin' or your paper snips, that works well too. You just need something that's sharp enough to get that release paper off. So I pull it across. That's the nice thing, is then I've got all of my sticky right there. Put this away. What I found was, if I line it up just right, I can cover up that hole with one of the leaves. And then it looks like that. The other thing I think you could easily come up with would be to put it on top and loop a ribbon through there, or some of our twine. I think that would be really pretty too. But by doing that, we're going to go ahead and attach my inside to the inside of my card. Make sure my flowers are in the correct place. And like so, I have a card, and it'd be pretty this way, but again, remember I told you about, throwing things around, the brass butterflies, which I think are one of my go-to gems. I'm going to be sad whenever they choose to get rid of them, but I'm going to put one of the larger butterflies here. They come in a couple sizes. I'm going to put the smaller one up here. And when I do, it's going to be a pretty finished card that I can send to anyone. So let me come back here for just a moment. Thank you for joining me. I look forward to seeing you again in the coming weeks with future lives and future videos. I appreciate you subscribing to my YouTube channel, liking my Facebook page, commenting. I always love to see what you like, and if you create any of these cards, I would love to see photos of your creations. Thanks again for joining me, and I'll look forward to seeing you again soon.